Hi, I'm Tom Cruise.
Obviously. And I'm Chris McQuarrie.
Well, obviously. And we're talking to you from the set of Top Gun Maverick.
We're very proud to present Mission Impossible Fallout, and we want you to enjoy it to the fullest possible effect, just as you would in a theater.
To that end, we'd like a moment of your time to talk to you about video interpolation.
Video interpolation, or motion smoothing, is a digital effect on most high-definition televisions and is intended to reduce motion blur in sporting events and other high-definition programming.
The unfortunate side effect is that it makes most movies look like they were shot on high-speed video rather than film. Now, this is sometimes referred to as the soap opera effect.
Quality assurance analysts with over 20 minutes of experience between them. They rate movies on a scientifically rigorous scale, approved or denied. They watch it, so you don't have to. This is Quality Assured Films.
Professor X sits alone on a rock.
Mr. Tumnus likes Turkish Delight.
Welcome to the punch. Good morning, QA Films. The man you see here is Henry Cavill, an okay-looking actor. He grew a mustache for a role in Paramount's Mission Impossible Fallout. We have intelligence that he has returned to the set of Warner Bros. Justice League for reshoots, where he is required to be clean-shaven. Paramount has agreed to shave the mustache in exchange for resources to fill the mustache back in at a later time in order to resume filming on Fallout. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to deliver a replacement mustache to Henry Cavill so he can return to the Fallout set with facial hair. As always, you have carte blanche as to method and personnel. But you must get to the mailbox before pickup time. As usual, should any of your QA force be caught or killed, the Secretary will disavow any knowledge of your actions. This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Oh shit.
Good luck, John and Mike, and do your next episode quicker. Left on Maverick. Right on Goose.
have agreed. Get to that mailbox.
Mission accomplished.
Great job. Oh no. John, they pulled out of the deal. We have to get that letter before it's mailed.
Oh no, the mailman. He already took the letter. He's heading to the airport.
We have to get to that airport.
Copy that.
Get back here on the double.
I'm on my way.
Welcome back to Quality Assured Films. I'm Mike.
I'm John.
And we just watched Mission Impossible 6 Fallout.
Ooh, holy shit. The latest from Space Case himself, Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
First of all, 6 Mission Impossibles? Who would have thought we would have made it this far?
Not me.
No.
Probably not Tom Cruise.
Hell no. Which, speaking of Tom Cruise, despite the fact that he's an insane person in real life, he actually was, he was kicking ass in this film.
Yeah. And he's like almost, is he 50?
I think
is he
so.
over 50?
I think
feel
he is.
bad about myself.
There cannot be peace without first a great suffering. The greater the suffering, the greater the peace. The end you've always feared is coming. It's coming. And the blood will be on your hands.
We'll usually start off with what did you like about Mission Impossible Fallout? Non-spoilers.
Oh, yes.
Then spoilers later.
Exactly.
But up front, no spoilers.
No spoilers. First of all, I did not expect it to be this much fun. Like, I went into the movie, and I'm not gonna lie here, I have not seen the last 2, which normally that's a faux pas in the world of sequels, especially when you're 6 in. But I did not expect to have so much fun with this movie, and I left the film after, 2.5 hours?
Yeah, yeah.
Feeling like that went by like, whew, you know?
I prayed to God that it wasn't true.
Solomon Lane escaped in Paris.
Now the world is at risk.
It's interesting you say that because if you had watched 4 and 5, you would know. I think what maybe not seeing those, number 3 is very self-serious. Number 3 was JJ.
The only way you're gonna get what you want is for you to... You think I'm playing? You think I'm playing? You don't think I'll do it?
It seems like they went back to the roots of what made the original show great. And it was that sense of, there is that sense of fun and camaraderie.
I think the inclusion of Simon Pegg, for example, really helps. And that started around the 4th one, right?
Yes, that was the 4th one he came in.
I mean, he's hilarious in everything he's in, so to put him in this was very smart.
Which way, Betty? Turn left! Go, 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 go! What are you waiting for? I'm jumping out a window! Oh, sorry.
What I would say to somebody who is curious about the draw, and I'm sure you've probably heard a lot of hype about this movie this summer, and I would say to you that the reason for that is because it is white knuckle action.
Oh, hell yeah.
From start to beginning.
My catchphrase. We all know Tom Cruise does his own stunts in the movie, and that really matters. In those moments where they would normally cut away to someone else real quick, you're not. You're seeing Tom Cruise fucking leaping over that ledge.
Destroy his body.
Yes!
Yeah.
Holy shit, and it really makes for a fucking fantastic time.
It takes a lot of skill and a lot of practice.
We're good, we're rolling.
You make a mistake, somebody's going to die from it.
Usually we say, well, maybe we'd be better off not knowing as much as we do, or following the news as much, or keeping up with the making of the movie.
Right.
But for something like this, it still works because not only do I think, how did he survive that stunt, then I think about everyone behind the camera. And I think, how the fuck did they even film this? Like, how is that even possible? Like, I think that is the most impressive thing for me. As much as you can do in the digital era now, these people are still doing absolutely mind-blowing practical stunts. I felt sort of like
It's a shame that Kevin Spacey was in Baby Driver.
Yeah.
But I got that same feeling of like, this is the reason to go to the movies. Like, if you want a reason to go to the movies, what more could you want? This is the movie you gotta go see in the theater.
Seriously.
When the clock stops, Ethan Hunt will lose everyone he ever cared about.
You don't understand what you're involved in.
You need to walk away.
One of the things that I really loved about the movie was the use of not just the action scenes, but the music.
Oh, yes.
There's so many moments where just the music or even the audio in general, like when he's like on a motorcycle flying through this fucking area and you just hear like the things.
Yeah, I was gonna say the sound design.
Yeah, the sound design is fantastic.
Like, because there are whole scenes that go without a score.
Yeah.
And it's only the sound effects, what's happening in the scene, just like you're describing, where you feel like you're there.
You pointed this out to me before I saw it, was that they used the original song, briefing song or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
From the show,
Yeah.
from the old TV show.
It's a song called The Plot. I saw Edgar Wright pointed this out on Twitter as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw that after the fact. I was like, in the theater, I was sitting there, because I've been going back through the old Netflix, it's on Amazon now,
Okay.
the original show from the 60s. And they used some of the score from the original show. They brought it back. And I thought that it felt like a little treat just for me.
Yeah.
Sitting there watching it.
And I would have never known had you pointed it out.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was really cool. And I think that proves that there's value in going back and watching that original. Like, that formula that they established, the whole reason that, aside from Tom Cruise's star power, that this franchise is still going, like, that template still works.
Yep.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to get the document and bring Anna Kurkoska to safety. As always, should you or any member of your IM force be caught or killed, the Secretary will disavow any knowledge of your actions. This tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
But here's what I want to ask the question for a second. A film like John Wick 2 that we recently reviewed, still a shit ton of action, fucking guns, deaths galore, but we still felt bored.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why that is.
If I had to give you a quick answer, off the top of my head, I would say some of the reasons that we kind of talked about in our in this video here where we reviewed it. I'm sure it was so much work to make.
Yeah, probably.
But I found myself laughing at times when it should have been really intense. It's almost like a slapstick movie.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's not as cool and choreographed as it is. It's not as visceral. They're both heightened realities, but I think Mission Impossible does a better job of keeping the stakes. In John Wick, there's no fucking question that John Wick is gonna murder everybody.
Right.
And be fine.
Right. Yeah, he's almost like a ghost, not a ghost, but a supernatural being that as soon as you hear his name, you're like, oh fuck, like we're dead, and then they follow through with that. That's true.
Accept it, Ethan. You've lost this one. What's done is done.
We here at QA Films would like to take a moment just to say that Tom Cruise is a piece of shit in real life.
Yes.
We're not ignoring that.
We don't condone his insanity, and his actions have led to the torture and imprisonment of many innocent people.
So we say, fuck you, Tom Cruise.
Yes, stop being a piece of shit.
You want answers! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
We gotta get to that airport. Let's go!
Cargo en route, Captain Tom. Gotta get this mail delivered to the West Coast.
Don't need your commentary, Jerry. Just get it here. We're on the runway, ready to go.
We made it to the airport. Now we gotta find that plane.
Don't need the altitude, Tom. Already gotta drive this stupid car 14 hours a day.
Follow that mail truck. The plane's taking off.
We made it onto the plane.
Just in time.
Oh, Mike, there's a lot of bags here, man. I can't find it.
Delivering payload.
Well, there goes our letter.
We have to jump after it.
Now it's time to spoil the living shit out of Mission Impossible Fallout.
Speaking of shit, that bathroom scene was absolutely incredible.
Amazing.
He reloaded his goddamn arms, people! He did the...
I figured out how to do it. Try it. Ready? Did you hear that? Whoo! Try it again. Oh, let's do it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I wanted to talk about this. The addition of the Big Dumb Oaf character. Because the template of the original Mission Impossible is you, the audience, are not let in on the plan. So you get to go along for the mission not knowing the plan. The plan is unfurled to you as you go along with it. And not only that, but inevitably something goes horribly wrong. And is foobar, as they say. And when that happens, the team has to improvise on the fly. So instead of... I mean, that does happen.
Yeah.
But not only is that part of the events that happen, they make that into a character. And they say, I'm going to shackle this character, this Big Dumb Oaf, onto you. And you have to figure out how to do this mission with this Big Dumb Oaf who doesn't know shit. He doesn't know nothing about nothing.
You go rogue, he's been authorized to hunt you down and kill you.
That's the job. No hard feelings.
What a simple but great idea.
Yeah. Kudos real quick to the marketing team on this one. Because you motherfuckers tricked us.
Oh, yeah.
In the lead up to this film being released, they kept showing the scenes of the bathroom and Henry Cavill coming at Tom Cruise, and you're like, oh shit, it's the ultimate battle between the two of them. They're not fighting each other, man.
Yeah, they're fighting with each other.
Yes!
They're not fighting each other, they're fighting alongside each other. And there was no music in that scene. That was a scene there was no music. Oh. And I thought to myself, I can't believe there's not a backing score to this fight scene.
Yeah.
It's just all sound design. That was so awesome. And it was so brutal.
I was gonna say brutal. That's the word.
The guy got thrown through a fucking mirror. He like got his head cracked on a sink. The Big Dumb Oaf takes the mask generator and fucking cracks him over the head with it. So good. I want to talk about the female character. She's great. I loved how she bailed his ass out so many times. She's interesting and she's just as capable, and it's never a question. And she's not the love interest.
I like that.
Which is so refreshing.
Right.
And it's not a matter of like, oh, will they, won't they, I don't know. It's like, no, she's a badass with her own agenda. And they care about each other because the team cares about each other. And Ethan cares about his team. But it's not a romance.
Right. Even though, like, there's a moment where Ving Rhames does this long speech at the end of the movie, or towards the end of the movie, where he's trying to make it kind of seem that way. But it doesn't come across that.
Yeah.
You know,
it's more like if I could go back and rewrite that, I would almost make it more like, if you are gonna 100% be part of this team, you have to understand that Ethan is going to risk his life for you, potentially to the detriment of the world.
Yeah, literally.
So you have to accept that responsibility. Maybe looking back on it, that's what he was trying to say, but it's not really written that neatly.
He's a good man. He cares about you more than he can admit. That's one more worry than he can handle right now.
One thing I want to talk about is like you said earlier, the movie felt like a good 3 or 4 missions. Like each act was its own mission where there was some long fucking plan that even you as the viewer had no idea that was in play. I don't know if it's necessarily a criticism, but it's kind of just something I found funny that some of these fucking plans were so elaborate.
Oh, yeah.
And required so many things to fall in place. There's that one scene where he's running from the cops.
Yeah.
And it's right after he like was on the motorcycle and flew right off. And he just starts running, and you're, as the audience, we're like, what the fuck is he gonna do? Like, he's fucked. He jumps in the bushes, he pulls out a knife right before that moment, you're like, is he gonna take on all these cops?
With a pocket knife?
But no, it's all part of the plan. There's a little thing there. He's gonna cut it, and thankfully they're waiting underneath there.
But that's what you want to see. I mean, that's what makes it Mission Impossible.
Yeah, because there's that moment where you're like, oh shit, that's what this was the whole time. Of course, you had everybody waiting for you, you fuck.
This is a bad idea.
Is it ever a good one? Honestly.
There are 3 or 4 times where it looks like Ethan Hunt has to make a morally wrong choice in order to save the world.
Yep.
And he doesn't have to, ever. He is able to keep his morals and save the world, and that's great. They're shown as like dream sequences, almost like he's thinking through the scenario where he's gonna have to make this choice.
Yeah, it was confusing.
And then when then you see the scenario again in real life, and he plays it out differently, most likely because he already thought of the way it was gonna go horribly wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But for a split second every time, I was like, now this is interesting. I understand it, but if I'm going to be very minutely critical about it, you know, if I have my criticisms, then that would be one of them, is the kind of dream sequences I could do without.
Yeah.
I think just having the premise set up and then seeing how is he going to get out of it is enough. I don't think you additionally need... Because it's not a short dream sequence either.
No, it was long.
It's like another 5 minutes of movie that you're like, okay, here we are the next day. Oh, no, okay.
Ethan, that's not who we are.
Maybe we need to reconsider that.
One thing I really want to talk about here is Henry Cavill. The man... First of all, he was fantastic in this movie. Now, I know we joked earlier about him being the big oaf.
Yeah.
But he was fantastic. He was a great villain, and the way that they...
But that was the character he was playing as the character he was playing.
Oh, that's true.
Which was awesome.
Yeah.
What a great twist.
I love it.
And I even thought, without knowing, I thought, oh, are they trying to transition the whole Mission Impossible franchise over to Henry Cavill? And
they tried to with Jeremy Renner in the 2 that you didn't see.
Oh, I didn't know that. One thing I fucking loved about Henry Cavill, however you want to fucking say his name, being a villain, is there's always that moment in horror movies or in movies in general where there's like a really good villain where they get like maimed or they get hurt in a way that's like almost irredeemable, or like they can't come back from that. Like his face gets fucking melted, and I don't know, something about it just turns them into like they were already evil and now they're like supernatural, like a beast coming at you, and like he's coming at Tom Cruise, and I would love to see him just be a badass and other shit. I just want to talk real quick about the ending. When they're racing through the fucking one of the greatest helicopter chases I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
Insane.
Wait, hold on. One of the greatest?
I know, I've never seen any other.
Top 10, John's top 10 helicopter chases of all time.
Number 1.
The one with Morpheus.
Oh yes, yes. Roll it.
It's not really a chase though, it's just there. Number 2, Airwolf.
Not a lousy helicopter. It's Airwolf.
Wait, I don't know. Is that Airbud?
Not Airbud.
Airbud?
Number 3, Airbud. What do you think the message was? I haven't really heard anyone talk about that. Like, what do you think this movie was trying to tell you?
Yeah, that's
and that's kind of the feeling that I was sitting there thinking. It was like, okay, this is nuts, and like, what is the message that is being beamed into my brain right now? Because it almost feels like a finale. It almost feels like,
that could have
the
been
series could just end right here.
Right.
But they keep saying, like, oh, I'm so glad you'll be out there, Ethan. Like, I'll sleep well knowing you're there. And sometimes I'm like, well, he just barely made it.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus. And he, like, spit the thing out of his teeth, and I'm like, oh, my God. Like, you almost killed the world.
Yeah.
Like...
PTSSP had a shatter suppression. Confront shatter suppression. You apply it, it's like boom.
Brought back the goddamn rock climbing from number 2.
Oh, that's right. That was great.
And I was like, this is like a culmination of the whole series watching. Like, you don't have to see them, but that adds another layer to it, seeing it. But I was really thinking, like, what is this movie trying to tell me? And they made a lot of points about saying Ethan will not compromise his morals.
Right,
to complete the mission.
Yep. Like, he cares about his family.
Yeah.
So much.
If he had held on to the plutonium in Berlin, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
And his team would be dead.
Yes, they would. That's the job.
I would say that it's telling you that doing the right thing is really fucking hard, and you will get the ever-loving shit kicked out of you, but it's gonna be worth it. Ultimately, he will go against governments, he will go against authority, he will go against everyone, he will go against the people that he cares and trusts the most to tell him he's wrong.
Yep.
To do what is right. Well, that's what I got out of it. I don't know if that's what they were really trying to tell me, but it felt like it. Anyway, I guess my point is that's the hero we need in 2018.
Yes.
There you go.
Good point.
QA Films.
Yeah, baby.
Holy shit. Final thoughts. Mission Impossible.
Use my final thoughts from an hour ago.
Oh, whoops.
They made a movie. And it was fucking great.
Check it out. I don't have anything else to say about it other than it was a fucking fantastic time at the theater.
I wonder what will rate it.
Denied, of
It's
course.
obviously piece of shit movie.
Same old Ethan.
I'll let you go first in the ceremonial quality approved or quality denied rating of Mission Impossible Fallout. The 6th one. It's over. It's right here.
Oh.
Would you approve this film?
I would absolutely approve it.
Quality approved.
I just talked for fucking 2 hours about it, about how great it was, you fucks. What do you want from me?
From now on, my fist is going to be so far up your shithole that every time you have a thought, it's going to have to tiptoe past my wedding ring.
I as well would have to approve the living fuck out of this movie. If ever there was a living fuck that was deserved of the most, it is this movie. Fun. It's literally what you hope for when you go into the movies. You just want a moment of just release where you forget everything that's going on in the world. It's a fucked up world. And you get to just watch Tom Cruise and his nuttiness, minus his nuttiness, be a fucking action hero. And he, to this day, I don't know what it is about him, he is the greatest action star I've ever seen. He draws me in, and I fucking go on these missions with him. So I would quality approve the living hell out of
Even though you've only seen 3 out of 6 movies.
I love all this other shit. You're approved!
What the hell is he doing?
I find it best not to look.
Quality approved.
Well, there you have it. I'm John.
I'm Mike.
And this is
Quality Assured Films.
Although John and Mike failed to get the letter, they had one more chance to complete their mission, to save Justice League from a mustachioed Henry Cavill. History shows their mission was successful.
We are here live at the world premiere of Justice League.
There's no feeling like it in the world. I mean, you can feel the energy, you can physically see it.
Is it really happening? We're really making Justice League, and all my favorite heroes are right in front of me.
Just got out of a wooden box?
What was it like? Coming back?
Itchy. This is home.
You smell good.
I'm the idiot who left. But I'm back now. And I'm gonna make things right.
I had to. You won't let me live. You won't let me die. The world needs you. But does it need you? Tell me. Do you bleed?
Kal-El, the last son of Krypton. Remember who you are.
Well, I knew you didn't bring me back because you like me.
I don't. Not.
I believe in truth. But I'm also a big fan of justice. Glad I didn't miss this.
So am I.
Yeah, now she's glad.
You fat fuck. Son of a bitch bastard.
Chris, we have to get that mail before it's mailed. I've said mail twice.
Family comes first, even if unfortunately it may cause the end of the world.
We said so much about how this is jizz-inducing. Welcome back to Quality Assured. God damn it.
Well, there you have it. Mission Impossible Fallout.
Oh my god.
Well. From what I read, they shot that scene over the course.
No, fix this. More alcohol.
All right.
Shit. I have an alligator burp in my mouth. Oh my god. Professor X sits alone. Fuck. Professor, no, I'm son of a professor. I like it a lot. I think that's really impressive, so.
You had me at. Tommy, you rat fuck. Welcome to Spoiler Talk.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for welcoming me.
You're welcome. Hey, here we go. I'll lead you into the bathroom. Ready? What?
Transformers, robots in disguise. Raid tonight. It's right. Hey, just feeling something in me. Hey, yeah.
I miss Rick Astley.